One thing about humans is that we love games. All kinds of games. Games have been a part of cultures for a long time. All different cultures. Doesn't matter if it's a tribal culture, they have their own games that they play. Every different society all has their different games that they play, all different types of games. We love games, like watching games on television, watching other people play games, getting involved with games. And as you understand about human behavior, it's powerful because you can use that to your advantage. So let me give you an example. I was on a coaching call the other day with someone I'm coaching to quit drinking, and he asked me, he said, he's told me how the thought of never drinking again really scared him, and he's like, just the thought of, never, drinking ever again, saying that, it scares me. And he's like, do you think you'll ever drink again? Have you ever told yourself that, you'll never drink again? I said, no, I don't know. I said, I've never told myself that I'll never drink again. It's been almost 2 years, and I said, I don't know, I might again someday, and I won't even feel guilty about it if I do. Surprising. This is me on a coaching call, coaching someone to quit drinking, and I'm saying that I've never told myself that I was never going to drink again, and that I never will again. And I said, but this is the thing. I said, I have conditioned myself to see it as a game. Right now, today's the day after Christmas. And I have a lot of family in town, and we've been going over to relatives' house every day, and different family members, and having gatherings, friends coming over, things like that, and every day people start drinking. And the other day was at over at one of my family's house, and we were playing cornhole, and us the guys were out in the backyard, and all of a sudden one of the guys pulls out a case of beer, so they all start having beer, and so they're all drinking, and I knew that they were gonna, ask me, hey, do you want some? And they asked, hey, you want some beer? And I said, yeah, no, not right now. And so I'm playing, and in my head I was thinking, I want to see it as a game. It was at that moment, I have to admit, I kind of was tempted to have a beer, but I said, you know what, just a little bit longer. I want to see it as a game, to see if if I can get into a silly and a goofy and a really fun state where I'm feeling really good and having fun without alcohol. Come on, George, let's see if we can do it. And so we're playing cornhole, and I'm at this point, because it's a game now, I'm intentionally pushing myself to have more fun than everybody else. This is something that I do, and I've been doing this for a long time. It's like my own internal game. I like to see if I can have more fun than everybody else that's getting toasted around me. And so I'm like, all right, you know what? I got to push myself a little bit harder than the normal circumstance. So I'm just acting crazy. I'm getting silly. I'm intentionally trying to get more witty and spit out jokes. I'm getting all psyched up into the game, just having fun, getting more competitive in the game, and had an awesome game. I mean, we played a couple games of cornhole, was crushing it, and then afterwards we went out to dinner, and as soon as we get there, everybody's ordering drinks and things like that, but by this time, I was in state because I'd been pushing myself, and all throughout the dinner, I kept, at this point, I didn't even want to have a drink because I was having such a good time. I had pushed myself, and I wanted to see. I was like, I want to keep this going, because the old me used to crave needing a drink as that social crutch to be able to fit in, to have fun, to be able to let loose. But I was like, I've pushed myself now, and I want to keep having more fun. I want to show myself that I can have a damn good time, and help everybody else to have a really good time around me without it. So I kept going further, and throughout the dinner, cracking up, I'm saying inappropriate jokes, we're laughing. It was just a great time, family dinner, and it was, just getting the waitresses involved in the jokes and everything, and ended up having just a great time. But the thing is the trick is seeing it as a game. I see it as a game. Yesterday I was at Christmas dinner, and same thing. People were drinking and so forth, and so when I see it, hey, you know what? I want to see it as a game, to see that I can have fun and and let loose, be silly and outgoing without needing alcohol. And because I see it as a game, it becomes fun, because humans love games. And I'm not, telling this to anybody else when it's just my own internal game, but I've conditioned myself when I get into these social situations to see it as a game, to see how much fun that I can have without needing a crutch. And this is so powerful because this has helped me, and like I said, I haven't drank now in 2 years. 2 years now. And drinking used to be a huge part of my life. Every week I used to drink a couple times a week. And to go from one extreme to the other, it's I know that this works, that this process of seeing it as a game, making it fun, because humans love games. And what's happened over time, I've gotten better at it. It's become, getting good at something is merely just a process of conditioning. And you see someone who's an incredible basketball player, they didn't pop out of the womb as an incredible basketball player. It's conditioning. Someone that's an incredible doctor, a surgeon, one of the best surgeons in the world. It's conditioning of tens of thousands of hours of practicing. So anything that you want to get good at in life takes practice in conditioning. And that's all it has been with me, is I've been through practice and over and over and over again. I didn't start out being good at becoming outgoing and silly and goofy and everything in social situations without alcohol, but I've conditioned myself and I've gotten better at it. Now I can go out on a date with a girl and I know without a doubt in my mind that we can have just a blast. I'll have her cracking up laughing. We'll have, unless she's just a total deadbeat, but we'll have so much fun. She'll be one of the best dates that she's ever had without any drinking at all. Even if she, normally drinks, I can have she wants to drink. It doesn't matter to me or not. But usually I'm able to set the date where the date doesn't end up involving alcohol at all. So they end up having just an incredible time, one of the most memorable experiences without any drinking at all. And that's just a matter of conditioning and seeing it as a game, as a challenge, because humans like games. And so, guys, just a short message on the power of we got to use every trick and technique we can to our advantage to be able to learn how to navigate this life sober, whether it's without alcohol, weed, any drug. You gotta use every little technique and strategy to your advantage to learn how to navigate and have fun in this life, and so that way you don't relapse and go back to the old life of smoking weed all the time. I have another really good technique that I'll show you guys in another video that I'm almost to my folks' house right here, so got to cut this video short. But another really good tip, remind me, and I'll share this in my next one. This is for helping with the smoking weed. But yeah, guys, see it as a game. Challenge yourself when you're out, when you're with your friends, whoever, and everybody starts smoking weed or whatever, or you're, or whatever. See it as a game to see if you can. And like I said, it takes practice. Don't beat yourself up or be disappointed if you don't do very good in the game in the beginning. This has been 2 years in the process, but see it as a game to see if you can. If you smoke weed to relax, see it as a game. See if you can get super relaxed without needing weed. See if you can, de-stress without weed. See it as a game. See it as a game that, to see if you can have fun, with your friends, whatever, without smoking. With just see it as a game. See if you can do it sober. Because when you make it as a game, it becomes fun. And then what I do at the end of the night, or when I actually write a field report on it. This is something I learned from my days of practicing pickup arts. But what I do is I'm a huge advocate of journaling and keeping notebooks. You guys probably know that I've done a lot of videos on it. But at the end of the social event, I'll write a journal entry and talk about what I learned. The field report from going out there, going to a wedding, a party, a date, whatever, being completely sober. And what I learned, what worked, what didn't work, and how I felt, my energy levels, and different techniques that I can learn, so that way I can get better at it. Because humans are creatures of amnesia. So if you don't take notes and you're not documenting your process, then you could forget. And so I highly recommend, after social event with the family, friends, whoever, and you stayed sober, document it. Write down notes like, all right, this is what triggered me the most and made me want to smoke weed. This is what triggered me the most and made me want to, I almost relapsed. This is what helped. This is when I felt the absolute happiest and the most in state and having fun. When this happened, when, maybe all of a sudden a good song came on, one of your favorite songs, and all of a sudden you just felt that, the levels shooting up where your emotions, your energy felt really good. Write down the little tidbits in the notes of what you noticed. That way you can remember and replicate that in the future to use that situation to your advantage. So this is a very powerful strategy that works, to see it as a game, challenge yourself, push yourself, have fun with it, and see if you can have more fun than anybody else around you in the social situation. And you're not rubbing it in anybody's face. This is just you privately. And you'll be surprised at what happens over time, how you get better and better and better at it. And before you know it, you won't even desire drinking, smoking weed, anything like that, just because, you see it as a game. You know what? Oh man, I don't even, I don't need that stuff. I want to see if I want to have fun. And, and you get confidence. See, I'm confident now. I know I can do it. I know I can have a blast, without anything at all. And I like that I don't need a crutch anymore. And you will start to like that too, as you recondition yourself and how to let loose, have a really good time, how to have fun. You're gonna it gets addicting, this game. All right, I'm just pulling up to my family now. I got a whole bunch of family here. It's gonna be probably the same situation here, but we're gonna do it again. All right, game on. Let's do it. Let's make it a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.